gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what can gather. Your fever dream, can't you see, getting closer. Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's a picture in the pulpit and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall. It's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you want to go where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night? Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. Colossal, we come, these renegades in the ring. Where the lost get found, every crown of the circus king. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. It's blinding, outshining anything that you know. Just submit the pressure coming and you want to go where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible goes through, intoxicating you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. It's everything you ever want, it's everything you ever need.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we are.
That's the smoothest transition we've ever had.
Oh my.
It is almost like we're becoming professional at this sort of stuff.
Shh, don't tell anybody. They'll start having expectations. We don't need that kind of pressure.
Just make it go. But yeah, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 35 of the Game Won't Play Itself podcast. I am returning properly to full alertness on the podcast, Will McKellar, aka Lard Teamaker, and joining me, as always, after his brush on Fortnite, up there is James Atkinson.
Hi, everybody. Let's not talk about Fortnite, because then I'll have
no,
to relive the adrenaline rush followed by just severe disappointment. It's like the ending of Mass Effect 3. It's the build up to just utter and sheer disappointment because it just flopped at the end.
Yeah, but what ending? The original or the new one?
Yes.
Yeah. And the little picture above us, up there, is Hergelman. He's not.
He's there.
Are we waiting for the build-up?
What? So someone opened the door and I had to get up and close the door. So
We were saying hello.
I was tempted to go, did I miss my cue? But that would have been exactly accurate, so I didn't. That would have seemed like it was planned, and let's be real. If there isn't something going wrong in our intro, it's not a Tigwhippies.
Nope, it's not a Tigwhippies if we don't fuck it up somehow. Isn't that rule 3?
So, something around that. No, rule number 1, I believe. It was, we will sacrifice every shred of quality to do something even remotely stupid.
Yep, so I think that falls under rule 1.
That does. Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
That's a pretty big catch-all. It just really
Classic, boys! Classic.
Yep.
We got it.
We fucked up
Our
the opening.
formula has not been fucked.
And as Colin says, yeah, we're all the way with the game last week. Where we won. We'll just drop that in there.
I'm
Alright,
really
yeah,
sad
yeah.
that my funds were a little wonky this week, because I was really tempted to, as soon as you start, drop $100, like just right away, like just All right, and we start. No, you don't.
It almost
I'll
was
save it
like
for
case of
another-
Apollo.
I just have to say, you know what? It was great. I loved watching Will play Fortnite with everybody, but I do have to say I did help take an hour break, and I dare say that was the most difficult hour, having to perform up to the standards of Will as a solo act in that game, coming to it and not playing it for like 5 weeks, and having to perform in front of 30 people for charity and getting second place. I'm really just trying to justify the fact that I fucked up at the end.
Even though I was saying, go through the wall.
But he would have heard it, and he had a rocket launcher.
You would have stood a better chance going through the wall than you would have going out of the circle, because the out of the circle is killer.
Ultimately, we all understand now that hiding in a bathroom is a totally legitimate strategy at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
I've known that for weeks.
I know,
Known that
it
for
was-
months.
I'm sitting there going, like, every single horror movie has been absolutely right. Hiding in the bathroom is the best way to win a PUBG/Fortnite game.
Yep.
By the way, if you
Can confirm.
all looked at the Discord, that is the best mobile ripoff game of all time.
I have not seen that yet. Sadly, I have one screen. I can't do the magic.
It's in the meme zone, and I will say it's Player Unknown Fortnite Battlegrounds Royal Pub Go,
Oh my!
and it is a Korean ripoff. So
Really? Because PUBG's from Korea.
Oh my!
yeah, this just makes it even more of a ripoff. So it's probably the Taiwanese ripoff of the Korean ripoff.
Then where's it from? Made in China. Oh, okay. Which is
My,
always
my
a comment.
one, my one sorrow right now is that we don't have my soundboard, so I can't have everyone spam. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Southern Who, there we have a Discord. In our Discord, we have a channel devoted to memes, and there it is right there. It's almost like
The
Nightbot reads my mind.
Juiciest memes you can find all day, every day.
Yeah. So come into the Discord and chat with us and make us talk.
We're not all socially awkward. We just pretend to be.
In between weeks of a can't be asked.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Wait. Well, did you actually use a command in Nightbot actually brought up the Discord?
Yeah.
I actually did that.
Yes, you actually did that.
I'm gonna pat myself on the back right there because I wasn't even sure I did that thing. So there we go, everybody.
Over the internet, high five.
Over the internet, high five.
Congratulations! You can see me giving these gentlemen a high five. That's for certain. Guys, do we have a graphic for that yet?
Not yet. We need to get you a video of you doing it.
We need to just get graphics. We don't even have yeah, that's the other thing. We don't even have whatchamacallit, emotes. So we got to work. That's like the next thing.
I mean, I don't have emotes either, and I really should start putting some emotes down.
Colin, it's underneath suggestions box.
No, it isn't.
And
Oh yeah,
yes,
there-
it is. I'm looking at it now as I can see it. And
Nope.
above Smith Facts.
Will is a blatant liar. Doesn't exist.
So yeah, anyway.
that's the meme zone. That's the direct link to the meme zone.
Tonight's going to be a little bit different on the show because we've got a lot of news to talk about, so we may not get into what we've been playing.
Yeah, we'll
Oh.
get into what we've been playing.
That's
Oh,
it's
we're gonna-
fine.
We're going to make this
Doesn't change
longer,
what-
aren't we?
I haven't gotten anywhere, so that's good.
We haven't changed. See, here's the thing: the reason why we're going to get to what we've been playing, and the reason why we're going to go through the normal format, Will, is because you're here. The only time the format goes out the window is when you're not here, and me and Chris are left to our own devices.
We've run 4 hours almost in chat. Which happens, you know.
Our number one clip came from a Chris and James show, Spanish Tracer.
Spanish Tracer. Greatest.
What's it for the cool kids, not Tig Whippies?
I do like. I also like the new German Tracer. The new German Tracer's coming out.
Yep, German Tracer.
Yep.
Isn't she like she? Oh no, she's not Torbjorn's daughter, isn't she?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, she's
So she might be a Swedish Tracer.
Yeah, she's Torbjorn's
But,
daughter, who's she's Swedish Tracer, who's enamored with German Tracer.
yes.
But let's not forget
She
about
wants
Swedish
she wants
Tracer,
the hammer time. Let's be real.
and let's also not forget about the other character that they added recently to Overwatch, which is obviously David Bowie,
Yeah, English Tracer.
English Tracer. So there's two English Tracers? No,
No, there's Tracer and then there's English Tracer.
So there's Tracer, and then there's androgynous English Tracer.
There's Ziggy Trace Dust.
Ziggy Trace Dust. There we go. I'm fine with this. we figured it out. Ziggy Trace Dust.
You've read Overwatch, and yeah. It's all I say about Overwatch.
I don't really play it anymore either,
I
so
don't really play it
no hard
anymore
feelings.
But that does lead us into, the first story of the night, and it came from Ed earlier, because Ed showed it to us and kind of kept me in my resolution for the year. And that is that Far Cry 5 has come out and said, yep, we have microtransactions. We don't have loot boxes, though, so that's great, right?
And aren't they cosmetic?
Yeah, they're cosmetic microtransactions, so they're still shit. And still pointless, because basically what you do is you get silver bars in the game, and now you can either find some of them or you can buy them to get your cosmetic stuff. And I say to that, if they're cosmetic, why just aren't they included in the game without further price? Because you're money-grabbing bastards, Ubisoft. So, fuck you and your game. I ain't buying your shit. It's pretty much it.
I asked a question. I have a question about this. So, don't get me wrong, but Far Cry 5 is a first-person shooter.
You're never gonna see your own fucking cosmetic items.
You can see your gun.
Yeah, so it's like, oh man, the back of that stock. Here's a question: will Far Cry 5 sell bumper stocks?
Probably. Who cares? It's Far Cry.
It's Far Cry. Who gives a shit?
I do like Colin's bit though, ground control to Major Torbjorn. That's a great pun. Like it.
Yeah, I saw that. I was waiting for somebody else to notice it. I was all about
He
that.
really made the grade.
Yeah, he really made the grade.
That's an annoying thing I've seen today, and it's like, okay. And I had to get into the conversation again with Ed, because he goes to me, well, you bought Monster Hunter, didn't you? That has them. And I went, no, that has DLC. The difference between DLC and microtransactions are in your face in the game. They come up with, if you buy these, you can get this. You can do this. They're like loot boxes. They come up at end of levels. Whereas DLC, which is what Monster Hunter has, is you have to go find them on the store. They don't come up with, if you go to the store, you can get this. They don't have that.
And they're also not game-changing in any way, much of the way Persona 5 has them. Persona 5's microtransactions or DLC is literally like, do you want to look like the cast from all the other Persona games? You can have have it so your cast looks like all the other Persona games.
Yeah. And it's some of the DLC for things like Monster Hunter as well, and the cosmetic DLC, some of it is free. So you're not always having to buy it. Whereas microtransactions, you have to go through the rigmarole of buying either coins or bars or whatever to get this shit. And there's your difference.
I think if we're going to define the difference of microtransaction versus DLC, it's going to be this. Microtransaction is something that is monetarily based, that is built into the fabric of gameplay, where DLC is something external to the game that can be bought, that adds into the gameplay. I think, Is that a fair enough definition?
I'd say so.
Because I bought a game recently this week called Into the Breach, and it has one DLC, which is the soundtrack.
Which is good. That's that's fair enough. I can understand the cosmetic stuff if it's DLC, if it's on the store and not fully advertised in the game and making so.
Punisher, I know what you mean. I almost bought Metal Gear Survive just to play it, just for you guys to see how bad it was. Then I realized it was shit.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it because that means Konami would be getting my money.
And there's my point why I'm not going into it, because they still get your money. You would still get your money, and that's why I'm saying no to this. Because that's the thing. If you still buy this game, they don't give a flying fuck whether you buy them by the transactions or not. They will still make their money. As EA proved to their shareholders with a memo about Battlefront 2. They said, whether we have microtransactions, loot boxes or not, we'll still get it. So yeah, no.
I think continuing on from us developing our game for next year. Remember how we were planning on developing the microtransaction hell of a game for the game won't play itself?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think, don't get me wrong here, what if we made a game that had just a shit ton of microtransactions in it, but all of those microtransaction funds went to charity?
I mean, wasn't that what we were planning on doing anyways?
Yeah, I know that's what we're planning to do. I'm just reiterating it for people who missed it last week.
Oh.
Would that not be like... So there you could be like, fucking I hate microtransactions, but I'm helping kids too.
The problem is we'd have to make this game completely through us, so that it's not just like shilling out to any other corporation too.
Well, TigWhippies isn't a monstrous corporation. We're three guys who talk on a podcast that may or may not...
No. Like we can't go through Steam for it. We have to go through something else.
Well, we know people who have developed games that haven't gone through Steam. Rocky Saves the World. Anybody? I know that because it still sticks in my TigWhippies folder every time, and every once in a while when I go to edit a video, I open it up and end up playing it for 10 minutes.
And he's still making games.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rainbow Six, man. They started going off the rails a little bit with that one.
Yeah, every year they have to rechange the season pass. I mean, I haven't anything monetary wise from that since I bought the game. And because I bought the game a couple of years ago, that doesn't fall into the remit of my New Year's resolution of not buying any game this year that has loot boxes or microtransactions in. If you want those in your game, make it free to play. Cosmetic or not, if you want those in your game, make it free to play.
If you want a game that has gorgeous loot boxes, though, check out Fractured Space.
It's a MOBA.
Yep, with spaceships.
Is it a free-to-play MOBA?
I believe it is free to play.
Then
I got it really, really early off, and when I picked it up, you built spaceships, and that was the whole thing. You couldn't do anything. We could fly them around, but that was it. It was you flew spaceships around, you could build them.
It reminds me a lot of Dreadnought.
Yeah. It definitely seems to be in the same field. I think Dreadnought finished earlier than them. They've been in development for a long, long, long time, so it's nice to actually play the final piece.
I think Dreadnought is also like more of a polished product. I think it was more like a main studio behind it versus Fractured Space.
And
Oh god, my ears!
Colin's asking, would you mind spelling the game for him?
Which game?
The MOBA.
Fractured Space?
Fractured Space, as in broken apart space.
F-R-A... Churd.
That.
That. I'm not the one who spells.
I know that because I was having to use the word fracture quite the past week. the past 2 weeks. That's a different story for another time.
That was for the dark after show. That's like the show that only Kim gets invited to because she's the patron and subscriber in the patron state of TigWhippies. If you want to subscribe and be a part of the after show wind down, I'm pretty sure we can figure something out.
You can use it in a sentence.
Shill X number of shekels, and you can hear us get the heckles. From each other, mostly.
Boy, that ship was going so fast, she fractured the space around her. There you go. Used in a sentence.
Nice. Okay.
Sexual sentences only. Previous one applies. Previous one applies.
Sexual sentences only.
I use my big ship to fracture her space.
There we go. There we go.
There you go. Right. Okay.
There we go.
Moving on. Right.
Ah,
Now,
fuck! I'm getting attacked by goats.
Have you seen the new Twitch guidelines? By the way?
No. They
I
came
have
out?
not looked at them, and I'm trying not to look at them just because I'm going to cry if I do.
No. I looked. There was a bit that I saw earlier about some of them, and they're common sense. A lot of it. It's basically the Will Wheaton bit. You can sum it up in a nutshell.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick. That's it. If your chatters are being dicks, then they're basically Twitch is saying it's up to you to moderate that and say, well, this is too far. You're gone. And they try to give you the benefit of the doubt. They try to make it you have a reasonable thought of what's being a dick to someone and what isn't. So they're basically putting the responsibility of your channel in your hands, which is kind of like what's really changed from before.
That's why you have mods. By the way, no, that won't get you banned. I don't know what you said. Sexual sentences, that won't get us banned. We wouldn't ban you for saying something like that. Worse shit comes out of my mouth without being prodded to be asked that kind of shit. So don't worry about it.
No, basically what it is if you're being a dick to someone in chat, if you're being malicious in terms of hatred towards religion, ability, disabilities, basically if someone new comes in and they just acting like a cunt. In a word, that's it. Swearing fine, all that sort of stuff, because it's adult content. But if you're being malicious to someone, if it's coming across as discriminatory or bullying almost, that's when you have to say no.
Yeah, no. Just don't be a soccer hooligan. Just be it. Don't be fuck you Millwall.
Exactly. Put it this way, it's the reason why I banned Boo from my channel. That's pretty much the case. If I'd have let that go, I could have been banned for it. And under these new rules, they're going to retroactively look at that stuff as well. So if someone complains about your channel, that they can look at it before the 5th of March and go, yeah, that's out of line. And then they'll have a word with you.
We're pretty good with that. I think
I see problems with people with very active chats missing a lot of shit because they can't watch the chat necessarily the same.
Yeah.
I also see a lot of problems with moderators causing massive problems for channels.
Yeah. So
so there's a lot of dangers there that I don't like. I do think that it should be held to the user themselves.
Yeah.
Either way, it should be brought to the attention of the channel creator.
Yep.
But if something is actually severely happening, it should be alerted. But they shouldn't be flagged. They shouldn't be told, "Hey, clean up this shit, or we're gonna boot you off the platform." Because that's what it sounds like this is going to turn into very, very, very quickly.
It is for certain communities. It really is. It's like some of the because they're doing this because of YouTube. People coming from YouTube, and it's like the Logan Paul sort of shit, which we'll add into something soon. But it's like people who are coming over from being demonetized from YouTube go, well, I'm fucking off from there and trying to make money on Twitch.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's pretty much anyone on YouTube who has been hit by anything they've done, which is everyone. Even the biggest creators on YouTube are moving into Twitch because half of them do gaming stuff anyways. Mm-hmm. But it's really dumb. It's everything's stupid.
I'm still hopeful that Twitch will use common sense on this, and from their frequently asked questions bit about it was to try and clarify the vagueness that they gave out on these new guidelines was, it looks to me they're going to look at it in context before they make it a rash decision.
This is
they have to, or Twitch will fall. There's no two ways about it. There's just it's not like YouTube, where YouTube will kind of survive either way, because there are strong competitors to it. So it's like, I'm hoping they're making the right choice, because I like what they're doing with the platform and I like the way they're going to it. But like, if they don't, if they're not sticking to actually common sense and actually supporting things in the way, if they end up going down the route of any other social media platform with what they've done with their guidelines, well, we're going to encounter a situation where Twitch dies.
Yeah, and because I've already seen people jump back to Mixer quickly, and it's like looking at it, and some of part of me is kind of very skeptical about a couple of people that I've already seen moved, and it's like, what is it, because you're not getting the money that you probably saw other people getting and thinking you was entitled to get the same amount really quickly, which, as we all know, it doesn't always work that way. You know, there's only a select few that will have that happen very quickly. Yeah, so I'm kind of skeptical about their reasoning behind them jumping back to Mix. I mean, someone was on about the number count, with it being not working. So how are you supposed to get towards partnership if the viewer count's not working right? And I can see that point, but it's something you have to wait for Twitch to fix, because they fixed the subscriber problem that they had. It took them a little bit, but they fixed it and went, okay, because of the people affected by this, we're giving you a month's free to that subscriber. They still get their money, but you guys get a free month to say sorry for the problems that they gave you. And that's, you win because you don't have to pay them up, and the person you're subscribed to gets to win for because they continue to get paid.
And there's also not, I mean, the difference between partnership and affiliate status, there's a clear difference, but it's not so much monetarily. It's like the amount of time it takes you to get it, and how much videos and stuff you can have up. There's, if you're worried about it in a monetary sense, you really shouldn't be worried if you're a partner versus an affiliate. You still get paid, and you'll still get paid the same rate that a partner does. You just don't get paid as quickly. But if your channel is growing enough that where you're seeing the turnout and the payouts that a partner would end up doing, you'll be going to become a partner anyways. That's just kind of the way they built the progression and the tracking. Also,
and that's the thing. That's the main thing for us at the moment. It's just the viewers.
Yeah. And personally, we're affiliates. We'd like to be partners. Yes. Am I happy with where we're our growth? Yeah. The thing is that everybody who's sitting here with us right now, we've known in the community at some form and level, and we know what all of you think. And we know we don't really have to police too hard, because we know all of you are decent human beings who get our style of comedy and style of discussion. So that's why I'm fine with it. This is also really, this is where I like somebody like Carnage, who I think every Sunday, because he has a large channel, he's like obviously always usually pulling in about 14,000 viewers. And what he does is every Sunday is called Mod Day, where basically any of the donations, the bit donations or anything like that, goes to the mods of his channel, because they're pretty much full time because they have to be there because he streams every single day. So he financially supports his moderators who are there every day to help him through this kind of stuff. And they've even make it point out to you can donate directly to his mods too. You can like do a donation and say this goes to the mods, and he gives the money to the moderators. So that's something if we're seeing where this transition's going, where a lot more is going to be pushed onto the channels and the content creators, and in turn those people who have larger channels are probably going to start pushing it onto moderators themselves. There's probably now going to have to be starting to be a handshake agreement or something between larger channel holders and moderators, so that, because they're doing a lot of the heavy lifting for somebody who's creating content, and that's going to be a huge thing going forward. Also, if you've ever watched any of his streams, as far as they go, he's probably, I would call him the Markiplier of Twitch. Very positive, very nice, never says boo about anything, never down talks anybody, and is just a stand-up great guy. But yeah, I think that's kind of the thing. Like a mod, yeah, you have to be. I mean, we have who's in here as a mod. Lard's a mod. Hergelman's a mod. Obviously, they're on here. I'm channel leader right now, but I think Geo is the mod that we have on right now.
Yeah, Geo's our usual suspect.
Yeah, but we also have Mr. Smith, who Mr. Smith, who in the early days was like banner in chief. He took care of some trolls wicked fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely something to look at in the future.
Yeah,
And we made Simra a mod too, if I recall.
yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
we did.
Whenever Simmer feels like he wants to show up, I know he's probably asleep right now. We have that sometimes, but I think once summer comes around and it starts getting lighter out later, we'll start seeing a lot of them come back because this is a funky time for someplace. But I think I'm glad they revised it. I can see where it's going. I think, and if you're looking for how we do our show, I think it's going to be business as usual for us because this really, the guidelines just fit into what we're doing.
It is. It's it's a lot of times it's just common sense. It's like just watch the people. If people get out of hand really quickly, that come in, boom, straight away. Then that's one thing I've been trying to say to my mods is like, you don't need to wait for me to just ban.
Yeah.
Straight.
We gave you the sword for a reason. You can draw it when you see fit.
Yeah. You know what? The line for me. If it's new people just coming out and just acting like complete dicks, straight away, ban, and that's it. Because if I'm playing a game, that's what the guys are there for. Just go boom. You always get people who join the chat and ask to be a modder in 5 minutes. Yeah, those people you just basically go, I don't know you. No. It's like, because there are some who do that and they start banning people immediately, and whoever falls for that is the same sort of person who fall for if someone, let's say, decided to put this in chat, let me go did someone along those lines, person donates $100. Good. And people fall for that. If you fall for the people asking to be mods straight away, you fall for that sort of stuff as well.
Hopefully,
and how I did in the early days.
We never did. We did once, but it never. But I was quick to notice it because when anything happens like that, like most people, we have alerts that pop up, and when those alerts pop up, we know it's super official.
Yes.
Because we actually worked to make sure that system's in place. And by the way, if you're a new streamer and want to start doing that, use Streamlabs OBS because it integrates
Streamlabs. Just Streamlabs everything. Just only ever use it. It's so good. It's really good.
It's really good.
It's good for everything you need in your life.
Except for what we're doing right now, we're back on OBS Studio because I need a little bit more under the hood for what we do.
And even still, you can still integrate using the browser link.
Yes.
And that's what I do. I haven't moved over to OBS. So I haven't moved over to the Streamlabs OBS because I do some weird specific things that I try to do. But also the Streamlabs chatbot. That is another magnificent tool that can tie in a lot of things as well.
Yeah, Streamlabs. Streamlabs chatbot is a wonderful tool you should be using.
All you gotta do is make an account, sign up with Streamlabs, and tie the account to it. And then, again, making an account is free. And then you can bring it into your channel. You can park it right in your channel. And it can give you an alert saying, hey, look, someone actually put the dollars in. And then you can be like, oh yeah, no, that's super mega official.
I haven't switched over to that yet, partially because I can't be asked just yet.
See,
It's really easy.
Will,
Mhm.
The James defense is not a viable defense.
It's not a good defense at all.
As somebody,
It's only useful for James.
it's only useful for me, and technically, you don't have a leg to stand on anymore because the podcast has come out audio-wise the last 3 weeks on time as scheduled.
Which is terrifying.
So
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
I know there has been quality openings. There has been new content coming through the pipeline from us. There has been Tigwhippy streams.
I heard some very different words out of your mouth right there, and I laughed way harder on the inside than I did out loud.
Yeah, no, there's crazy shit happening in Tigwhippies. There's quality.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's like,
Weird.
what is
Weird.
happening with us this year?
It's weird. It's freaking weird.
It's good shit, though. It's good.
It's good.
But
It's,
yeah,
it's only the 85th episode of the show.
yeah, it's crazy that we're only 15 away from 100.
Everybody knows when's Tigwhippy's birthday.
Same day as yours.
Yeah. It's almost like I planned it that way so I would remember.
I don't. I'm really bad with birthdays.
It's June
I remember like
24th.
3 people's birthdays. June 24th.
That's what Facebook's for. It's like the only
Okay.
good thing about Facebook is that it reminds you when it's people's birthday.
That's literally that's like 1/3 of what I do on Facebook. Because I do that. I talk to James and Zulshi, and I'm not even doing that with Facebook anymore. I'm talking to Zulshi and Sam from Cosmic Gamers on Discord
You
now.
can talk to me on Discord too.
Yeah, I mean, it's slowly migrating, so I'm losing that.
D&D group.
I don't even do that. I literally pay zero attention to it.
You're the G.
And I am. But the final thing is I post really stupid memes and I laugh at people who get triggered over political things. So, because I'm a little bit of a shitlord. I'm a huge fucking shitlord. Let's not mince words. I am probably the biggest shitlord on this entire platform. Platform being Tigwhippies.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a huge shitlord.
we have the balance. We obviously know Will's the straight man. You're the shitlord, and I'm just the ass. That's just so it works out good. We have like the radio host Condry because I can see Will's just kind of like, yep, that's what it is.
Let's
We-
move.
Let's
We
move
don't,
on
we,
to
don't we don't tackle these things very frequently on here, but when we do, it's interesting to say the least. And you can see where people's concerns stem from in different directions. It's interesting sometimes. But we try to keep it as minimal as possible because, let's be real, the game won't play itself, but the politics certainly will talk about themselves.
Mhm.
Leave them in a room for 10 minutes and you'll have so much epine stroking, it's going to be really gross.
And I guess since we're talking about shitlords, Twitch has offered a new grant to help promote female streamers. Because we all know people are going to debate the shit out of this one.
My one problem is that it's specifically that. Like, I understand the premise, but like on principle, I have to be against it. I just
Give him a grant for quality streaming. I don't give a fuck what you. You could be a gnome. You could be a fucking hedgehog.
but if you're pumping out quality content, you should be eligible.
I think I can see why they've focused it on women.
I
because
can
of
see
the-
why too, but again, on principle, I have to disagree.
Yeah,
I think this one, if you haven't been on it, really look at the Discord discussion. I think it lays out kind of what people think. Going good, Bloody Scythe. How you doing? It really describes what we think. I think the big thing is if Twitch wants to promote female streamers, then they should curate them. They should offer them partnership instead of offering like grants to go to college, which I'm all for going to college. Give them special invites to cons, get them involved in the community, get them and afford them the same opportunities of everybody else.
Give them coupons for games to
Yeah.
distribute to their communities.
Help them build a community.
Do that. Because that's the thing.
Yeah, why
That
not?
helps the community for them. That helps them build the community as well. Because then they can play games and the community can play games and everyone can enjoy it together. Unity.
Exactly. There it is. Nailed it. Let's move
Yep.
off that minefield onto another one. Logan Paul.
Oh, right. Yes.
The
speaking
only
of
reason
human chat.
the only reason he hasn't been banned is because he is marketable to kids. That's it. He's not good, but he draws attention, and that's what YouTube wants. They're like, I'm gonna get all up in there, and I'm just I don't like it.
It's
All right. Okay. So basically, a YouTube representative had told Polygon that Paul is rejoining YouTube's monetization program, but he's still ineligible for receiving Google Preferred Ads, the premium ad platform reserved for top creators.
watch out. That YouTube has been weird for a while now.
YouTube has YouTube is trying to fly a plane using the reins of a horse-drawn carriage.
It's like they've
I will
also
put that
removed
there.
him. They've also put him on hold on YouTube's Red series, removed him from the platform's trending tab, stopped recommended his videos, and removed his content from the front page since then. But surely that's a slap on the wrist for him, really, even further, because with all his subscribers, surely that wouldn't matter a damn. It's just like, yeah, that's so. It's just, yeah.
I think the fact that we just said just about that much about the story, we should just say, done.
Yeah.
I've started uploading YouTube videos again. I'm gonna do one every day. It's going to be about 10 seconds, and it's gonna be like, this is what this shit has come to. And it's just me recording things off my desk for about 10 seconds on my phone.
Yeah, I saw the one with
I'm
like, the
excited
battery.
for it.
I watched it.
Yeah. Welcome to fucking YouTube. This is it. I'm hoping it gets demonetized. I'm hoping or not demonetized. I hope it gets flagged.
Watch.
Because I'm already demonetized.
Talking about what you're talking about, and I actually will talk about this. I can understand if YouTube says subscribe to all Black creators this month. It was Black History Month last month in the United States. Now, once again, I think it would have been better if they kind of on the front page once again curated and showed more Black History Month content, because I think there's a lot.
That would have been so much better.
Yeah, instead of saying subscribe to all black creators, curate it, move it to the front page, make them more well known, push their content, make it be like it's Black History Month, so we're going to be showing some really good YouTube black, some African American black, or even just great creators that are making content about Black History Month, and say, if you like this, subscribe to all creators. Yeah, and they kind of did it without any context.
Oh my God.
Granted,
It's so stupid.
this show is obviously context is optional, but I think context is key. We are all about supporting anybody getting any type of push that are doing things. But if you're going to do it in a sense of like, it's Black History Month. We're going to curate and move and talk about black creators on YouTube. And these are some people we looked at with our fancy smancy algorithm that we're not sure that what does that half the time that's slowly becoming self-aware and eventually become Skynet, because I believe that the YouTube algorithm will be Skynet. It sounds like they don't have any control over here. Yeah,
it genuinely sounds like no one at Google has any control over the company, and it's entirely run by the AI they accidentally made.
exactly. Skynet. It's gonna be Skynet.
Yeah. But it's oh my God. I gotta say, here at Tigwhippies, we do a fantastic job at promoting diversity in a way that is beneficial to the quality of things made. We support all sorts of creators from every walk of life, and we do it because they are great creators, and that makes me very happy.
Yes. So,
That's the thing. It's like rather than saying things like how to subscribe to all content creators, because that's unrealistic. How about this? Subscribe to the creators that you stumble across and watch and go, oh, they're good, and that way. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
this person does the thing I like. That's why I follow them.
Yes.
It's not like everybody subscribe to Demon Star because she's a woman. It's like subscribe to her because she does great fucking commentary and her art is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, like I tell people subscribe to Ulysses because, and I'm gonna pull this thing out because I'm super pumped that she gave this to me, and
Whipping out that Roderick.
I'm ripping out that rod. You damn right I'm ripping out that Roderick.
Exactly.
This.
Like,
She drew this. This is my Dungeons and Dragons character. You know what? You know why she drew it? Because she thought it was Cooper cool and wanted to draw it. You know how much I asked her for it? She gave it to me. Guess what she wanted in compensation? Nothing. She gave me this for free. Look at this.
It's fucking awesome, isn't it?
It's quality work.
And that's
You
the thing,
could-
though. Now,
and I
You could easily put a $35 price tag on that.
I was willing to pay
easily.
that's what the going rate was, and I was willing to pay her that, and she would not take my money. Instead, we have come down to the barter of this. She is going to allow me to buy her a food or drink of her choice for the next D&D session. And even
That's feasible. That's a very agreeable term.
yeah, I think it's very and even then she didn't want to.
She like had to reluctantly accept it.
But look at
It's-
this.
Could you post my thingy shot, my off-screen Twitch picture at all
Is it this one?
as
Nope.
well?
Is it this one? Nope.
The whole Church of Lard one.
I'll get it. I have so many images here. One of them has to be it. That's Tony
So
Danza.
While he's getting that up, the whole point of it is that we want people who make things we enjoy. We want to support those people.
Yeah.
And the platform of YouTube does not give a good goddamn.
I mean, the picture that you guys will be seeing, or seeing at the moment, is from Mr. Beanhead. And he is a fantastic artist. Now, the emotes that I have, he never charged me for them. And it was one of the times when I was like, really? You're not charging me for it? Because I asked him, how much do you want for this? And he basically just said, I don't want anything. Really, really didn't. And it's like, so I'm glad that the full picture that screenshot came from, he charged me money for it. I was actually pleased to do that, because how good is that? I mean, the emotes you see in the chat are hit. You know how well he's done them. So,
Let me type the
emotes-
Tigwhippies emotes. Did it.
Yeah, we need to get some of those. But yeah, that's the thing. It's awesome. This is why we like promoting people like this. We like doing shameless plugs for people like this, because they're talented. They're much more talented than I am. I can tell you that for certain. I just come and talk bollocks for a few hours, and that's me.
Insta-
I don't know what talent apart from that.
And Stout, what you just said is true, but this is the reason why you should subscribe and follow the people who you do think are awesome, because that supports them and lets them know that there's content is doing something and people enjoy it. It's the reason why we show up every Friday. There's enough people here to justify us talking bollocks every Friday night.
We pretty much do it the same thing, but we do it for you guys now. Like we'd sit around and we'd shoot shit, that's for certain. But now we get to do it in a way that also includes a lot more people. We get to get your opinions on this too. We get to hear from all of you guys, and we get to have fun with you guys too. We get to do events, and we get to do good things with the presents we were provided so graciously by you guys.
Will, how much money did you raise last week?
Last week we raised £1,043 and 87 pence last week for Game Blast,
So
and that was you guys.
Yeah. So here's some math for you, because I did this, because we did special effect, and then before that in November we did what was
Extra
it?
Life.
Extra Life. So and those are our two major donation drives, right? Our two major ones that we do.
Yep.
Between those two, USD, United States dollars, you guys, I'm talking you, not us, you, have donated over $3,000 United States dollars to charity. $3,000. That's all
Crazy,
you.
isn't it? Yeah.
We just sit
Oh,
here
what-
and play video games and talk to you while doing it.
Yeah. It's for the community that we have, and it is growing. That's an amazing amount. And it's down to your generosity. It's down to how good you guys are at wanting to help out. So that's the good thing. That's the things that Twitch and that is looking for, and that's what I believe is why they're going to be using common sense, because there's that on Twitch than there is the bad of the shitty stuff.
Absolutely.
So what else in the news? Yakuza 6 demo that was on that PSN was removed after players used a way to unlock the full game of it.
That's hilarious, actually. I'm really glad that type of shit still happens today, because that used to be one of the huge issues with developers releasing demos way back when, was they would release a chunk of it, but they'd have to put in almost all of the rest of the code, so they would just wall it off, and anyone with a savvy brain would unlock the rest of the game early, or like dig through half of their assets. So the fact that this still happens today, that tickles me funny.
In the case of Yakuza 6, it seems those lucky few players didn't even have to do any weird tricks to get access to the rest of the game. In the same, in fact, some unlock trophies as they continue to play. Oh, nice.
That's funny. I wonder if anyone's selling a PlayStation with the demo on it.
You never know. You never know.
Just found out they could do it. Figured out they're gonna realize real fast. Unplugged it, disconnected, saved, shut it down, put it on eBay.
Be so good with it if that should happen. It'd be even better if Sega went, yeah, well, that's our fault. We hold our hands up to it. If you manage to get the game, there you go. Have it.
At least they're not retroactively like taking it away from people.
I don't think so.
Sorry, I had to turn my screen off there for a second. Yes, so there's that, and then our final one, which is Twitch has come out with a new overlay that lets you know when there's Prime loot available for you and when your Prime subscription is due. So if you're looking, probably somewhere around Will's head is the button. If you've got Twitch Prime, that'll let you know if your Twitch Prime subscription is being used or not, and if you have loot. This week's loot is Fortnite. Fucking Fortnite! I can't get away from that goddamn game.
Oh boy! Don't forget the most important thing of all is that when you go for a Twitch Prime, you can get it if you have the Amazon Primes already. You can just slap your little Twitch icons right on up there. And then you get a free subscription to a creator of your choosing for 1 month.
Yeah.
I'm not being paid for this, but I will certainly shill as if I were.
And we want you to support the creators that you like.
Yes.
We're not telling you to support us. If we're one of the people who you dare to give a subscription to, we would be happy to do that. But
1, we're sorry, and 2, thank you.
Yeah, we're sorry. 2, thank you. 3, why? Like, we need to, by the way, I need to curate this. We need to, like, get an email questionnaire for anybody who subscribes to us and be like, basically, why did you do this?
What made you choose to do this?
What made you choose
the
to do
opposite
this?
of the exit, the entrance quiz. Why did you choose to do this? What in your right mind made you think that this was a good idea?
I want to say hello, Colb, while we're here.
Why would you want to do this? We're happy that you did it.
What did we do right this week? Because we know what we did wrong.
But yeah, that's the other thing. I think that's all the news. And boy, did we create some bombshells, but also dodge some bombshells in the process.
Right, pretty much. I mean, the only other bit of news for like European listeners and UK listeners, which for me is potentially quite exciting, it was Eurogamer, a company, Gamer Network, who do the Eurogamer EGXs and Rares, and the parent company of Eurogamer.net have been bought by PAX operator Reed Pop. So I'm wondering if conventions like the expos, like EGX, who are going to Berlin this year as well, the week after EGX in Birmingham. I wondered if they're going to become a bit more like PAX. Which, if so, that might be really cool. That's the quickest news, but yeah, that's the news.
My one hope is that they don't sell like PAX, because then it'd be nigh impossible to get tickets.
Yeah. Oh, I think they've actually got that down okay. I think they're not going to change that much on that. Because, so far, so good.
See, I guess Reese just decided to use his Prime sub. And I don't have a sound.
He didn't.
That was a real one?
That's a real one.
Reese.
It'll tell you that it is a real sub or a Prime sub.
Yes.
Also, that's Business Corgi. He is super pumped about
good old
subscribers.
Business Corgi.
Business Corgi is...
Bill of the Ages is asking how long will Bloodborne be on PS Plus. It'll be on PS Plus from next week, the 6th of March, until early April. So it'll be the first Tuesday in April. So you're looking at the 3rd of April. It'll be on Plus.
Thank you, Reese. Once again, thank you.
By the way, I gotta do a little monetary shill for myself here, because one, I really wanna do this for everyone, but I don't have the funding for it currently. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I really want to go through Bloodborne for you guys, because I've done Dark Souls 3. I didn't do Dark Souls 2 all the way because, but I did do Dark Souls 1, and now I don't have a PlayStation 4. I don't have Bloodborne, and I don't have a capture card. Which I don't think I'd need that for PlayStation 4. But I don't have the physical equipment to do Bloodborne for you guys. And I'm currently saving up to get myself a laptop and some equipment to do streaming whilst on the road for you guys.
When Bloodborne goes live? When does it go live?
It goes live Tuesday.
Chris.
Me.
I will do something for you.
Okay.
If you would stream the game, I have a PlayStation 4. I do not mind downloading it, putting it onto my PlayStation 4, and letting you borrow it for a little bit to play Bloodborne.
I will have to do that not this week, but next week.
Pollen's them. You can do remote play on it, but unless you have a weird capture card for it, you can't stream it at the same time you do remote play.
I have the weird capture card.
I do not.
So it'd be
that is also something I need to get ultimately, but that's for other reasons that you guys may not find out about.
Yeah, so Chris, we'll discuss about how to make this happen. It may not be until next month, but I'll make sure I download Bloodborne and I will have it on my PlayStation for you.
Alrighty.
Unless we can gift Chris
a PlayStation 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those because if people want to see more stuff of those varieties, if people want to see me do more of those things, I would be happy to oblige. I am poor. Those things are difficult to reconcile.
Same here. Even with the very generous people and me starting to get a bit more regular, like every 2-3 months now of getting Twitch payment. I'm still poor because I got my second Twitch payment last week.
I have the severe conundrum of I can only stream some days out of the week, some weeks out of the month, and it's a messy bundle.
If you want more Business Corgi, by the way, you got to subscribe to the channel. That's when Business Corgi shows up.
Hit that subscribe button.
I'm not trying to tell you should subscribe to us. But if you want to see Business Corgi, it's kind of the only way to make it happen. It is a gift made that says new subscriber. So it kind of that's the only way it happens. Can't change it, can't edit it. But if enough want for Business Corgi shows up, we can certainly look into making it an emote. Mm-hmm. Also, if you want to go for the cheaper option, if you want to just host the channel, Comrade Kitten will show up.
Oh, Comrade Kitten.
Comrade Kitten. So there's something for you. if you can't subscribe but would like to host us, you can make Comrade Kitten show up.
Are we gonna have to make Der Führer Ferret?
No.
Is that a thing? We got communism, we got capitalism, we gotta put in some fascism, we gotta put in a little bit of
No, we
a
have
little bit of anarchism,
we have
anarchist aardvark.
we already have fascism. It's this. This is the fascist Tigwhippies. You guys will
Oh,
be
the
seeing-
show? The show itself? I can't see.
It's the glory to Tigwhippies.
No, that's a Russian thing.
But it can also be fascist.
It's not Russian. It's taken its time.
It can be whatever we want it to be. Yes. Yes, watch. But that is Papers, Please. Totally edited with the Tigwhippies logo on the inside of it. It's one of the few things where I dabbled in Photoshop.
I gotta refresh my fucking Photoshop. It's running out this month.
So yeah,
Glory to Tigwhippies.
that's the news then.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you want to do the Prime subscription loot reminder extension.
I already did.
James?
That was where this tirade came from.
Yeah. Will, hi. We're doing a show, Will. Hi.
Oh, shit.
We're doing
Look, I can't even see the show right now because my screen is about 5 inches across and it's just terrible. It's a square and it's nauseating to look at.
Chris is playing on a Game Boy Advance screen right now.
Basically, yeah, I basically rigged up like the little display for an HP printer to my graphics card here. That's basically what I'm running.
You're playing in a sandbox with a backhoe, sounds like.
No. That's I have to wait for that. I have to wait until spring, like real spring, not fake spring like it is right now.
By the way, I also just assumed that the reason why Reese also subscribed to us is because he wanted all of the badges next to his name. He wanted the mod badge, the subscriber badge, and the bits badge.
Yes.
Which we need to change the top cheers to all time on here as well, which we can do.
Tell me where this is.
Go into dashboard.
I'm
Welcome to the tutorial, everybody.
I'm in the
You get to learn
dashboard.
how to do things.
And then go into settings.
It's under channel settings.
Yes, yeah, it's in there.
So we all time. Well, it's not like I was trying to invite people to maybe try and be the top cheer of the day or the week for the show, to maybe try and get more revenue or anything like that.
Hey, I've seen it.
Way to call that one out, Will.
Go Yellow Spoon is still the top bit cheerer on my channel. Someone needs to take that crown.
It was me for the longest time.
It was you for 501 against Kim for a long time.
Yeah, there was a reason for that, because I was getting a lot of surveys. Now I'm not getting as many surveys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tigwhippies badge master.
And while we're setting over from news to what we've been playing, I can quickly check my one to see who is there, because it's pretty close in terms of the actual who's got the most bits.
We also, if you're looking at the channel, we actually have a bits extension that talks about daily, weekly, monthly, and all time, where people can look and see that up there.
Is that right at top? So yes, but I'm just going to quickly look at mine while we're ready. 1 second.
See, obviously, I need to go last because that's the thing we do now here is that I go last on what we've been playing.
I'll go first.
You
I
go
played
first.
Terra and League of Legends. That's it. That's all. I got these running yesterday. I played 3 matches of League of Legends with the girlfriend. They were fairly fun. And I'm playing some Terra right now as a nauseating meme of a character named Shadmancer, who did get a Twitter like by the porn artist himself.
So Bill of the Ages has just donated.
See, he wanted the badge. He got the badge. See, there it is.
He got the badge and he got news about porn art. So
And he also now
You're
has
welcome.
become the 9th highest bit donator all time in the channel.
all
So-
wonderful things in their own rights. Some of
So-
them not necessarily warranted.
Okay, so my top 3 in the bits of badge of all time is in ascending order. Number 3, the Mr. Smith.
He's number
At
2
number
on
two.
ours. He's number 3 on ours, actually, too.
At number 2 with the silver is Reese's Wave. And at number 1, it's the real Molo.
Kim
They're very
Riviera
cool.
is the top of all time with us.
Well, she is the patron saint of Tig Whitby.
And Mike, we're happy. If you're happy without a badge, we're happy that you're happy without a badge. You do you. We're happy that you want it.
I'm
Good
really
night, Cole.
sad that 1, we don't have a mutual studio that we can all go to, and 2, we don't have a stained glass painting of Kim as an angel behind us.
Luckily, we have artists. Stout, thank you for being here. It was a pleasure.
I shall catch you no doubt over the weekend. But hopefully. So yeah, Molo is a maniac in terms of donating and subbing for people, and it's just crazy man.
Yeah.
So what I've been playing there? Well, I've been playing mainly a shit ton of Fortnite because Molo, in the first hour and 15 minutes of my 24-hour stream, decided to put £100 into the pot for the donations and sent me over the £500 limit for the first stretch goal. And so yeah, I played a shit ton of Fortnite with Colin, and he was the person who helped me get the win. So now I've got the Chinese New Year umbrella as well, which is fantastic. I almost got my first solo win as well, down to second. And yeah, it was kind of a smallish panic I had on there, but yeah, 22 hours worth of I'm good for Fortnite for a couple of weeks.
I played 1 hour and I'm good with Fortnite for a couple of weeks.
So we're playing PUBG soon, right?
Fuck you.
A week Tuesday, hopefully. We play some PUBG. Because I've had to cut down on my streams of late because of real life things I've cut into the times I normally stream on, and also being fucking knackered yesterday. So yeah. So Michael played about 4 hours worth at least of Fortnite with us that day. He was up. He was supposed to go to bed right about 1-2ish after we finished the show on Friday. He went to bed about 5 a.m. It's just one more match syndrome just kicked in with him, and he just has to
That's
do
the
that
worst with that game.
It is very rough.
It really, really is. So yeah, I did start a bit of Human Fall Flat, but didn't really get too far. I didn't get past where I've been before on there. So the games I was going to play, I'm going to have to try and do some streams of them down the line.
You do know you're
When-
forgetting something, right? What
I
aren't you
probably am.
wearing right now?
That's a very good point.
That's going to
That
have to
is
be
a
next
very-
week. You said you would wear the panda suit.
Hang on. Right, if you can turn my camera off a second.
I have to turn his camera off.
Yeah. 1 second.
I have turned his camera off. None of you can see it. I'm still blessed with this. Yeah, well, don't worry. I got it minimized.
Don't worry, you're not going to see anything you shouldn't. I'm not going to get my
That's the key thing. Anything you should.
I'm not.
So everything you see, you should see, though.
Oh yeah. So obviously this show
You're gonna see it all.
will not only be uploaded. It can't be uploaded to YouTube. We're gonna take it down off of Twitch and just put it up on Pornhub.
Yep.
You see, this is a sort of week I've had where I completely fucking forgot about this.
Yeah. Of course, who would not forget about wearing a panda suit on the podcast that you do on Twitch every Friday? Like, the weirdest thing, like, oh yeah, guys, I forgot I'm going to be wearing my panda onesie on my internet radio show where I talk about video games. That's a discussion you have in
After
public.
donating a shit ton of money to charity.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to extend it to next week as well.
Yeah, you are.
That's okay, fine. Do it. See, people forgot. Billy the Aegis forgot. You guys forgot as well.
I didn't
Before
forget.
it went on.
I don't think To be honest, I didn't know that was part of the deal. I knew that part of the deal was that you'd have to put it on for the rest of that stream. I didn't know it was about the Friday show.
I made it part of that deal.
Okay.
Yep. And I went, yeah, all right.
So that's news to me.
See, well, that's because I got him like
Me.
into like hour 20 of the stream where he was just like begging for release, and like it was just like he just agreed to anything at that point.
It's kind of like, please hurry up to hour 24.
You just put him in the cage and you forced him to serve the public until he broke, and then you dove in
Pretty
like
much.
a true financial expert.
Like a true friend, you threw me under the bus.
I didn't back you over with it though. Chat did that. Yeah. See, Will, you forgot the one thing, and Reese just brought it up. You needed to use the most diplomatic answer of all time. I do not recall.
Unfortunately, I was so tired. I do remember this some shit.
So tired, it just went straight to his subconscious.
Yeah, it's like,
There was, I mean, there
oh,
was an
shit.
entire discussion of saying Will would be wearing the onesie. It'll be nice because it'll be like midnight. He'll be in close to his bed, already in a warm onesie, ready for sleep. Of course, I was torturing him because he wanted to sleep at that point, anyways, which is the reason for all of this discussion. I'm not a horrible person,
no, not in the slightest.
but hey,
yeah.
does answer the question. Will is definitely not wearing the pants on this show. He's wearing a
I'm wearing the
onesie.
panda.
He's wearing a panda. Skinned it
Or
himself
maybe
from
he's
China.
wearing the most pants.
Well, it's fucking cold over here. Go get layers.
It's cold over here too. It snowed and rained and then snowed and then rained and then snowed. And then rained and then
Look,
snowed.
we're both living in England-y areas. There's a reason why that one's called England, and the reason why this one's New England.
New
Horse,
England
stop
somewhere.
clipping into the table, please!
Oh, I'm a
Oh,
man.
jeez. Okay.
I miss those days.
The punch from Geo. Anyway, right. Okay, so the other stuff I was playing, right? I see. It's been mostly bits and pieces of stuff. Like I started playing Hearthstone because Daniela was like, "I've been playing Hearthstone because Lucy told me to." Last weekend, so she's like, you know, they had an idea of putting it on the stream on the Sunday of them video games on Twitch.tv. Ding, shameless plug. And so yeah, so we joined in, and it was reasonable, you know, mixed bag. I won a couple, I lost more. It's about the same as like Rainbow Six on Wednesday with Ed for Ed and Will's Gaming Hour, which, by the way, I went fucking mental on one match, got 3 kills in a row, and won the round. It's like some sauce.
Did you shoot anybody in the back of the head?
Not in the back of the head, more like the side.
But was it your teammates?
No.
I've got a shield,
That's fine.
guys.
No, so get behind me. I've got a shield. Was Rob Classic one before he went through the door and he didn't see the bomb that was by the bottom of the door and it exploded. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go in there, Rob.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, it's like you sacrifice yourself. That's okay. The only other thing I'm going to really talk about this week for what I've been playing was a game called Past Cure, which I saw on a PlayStation video of stuff out this week, and it's kind of like almost like an Inception, Matrixy sort of style of game. It's third person. It's quite story driven, but it's not as great as it looks. I mean, the acting's a bit dodgy. Not the greatest game in the world. For 25 quid, it's about 4 hours long. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. Because I'd say I'm closing into about halfway through. I mean, it looks stylish, but it's just, yeah. It's a shame. I wouldn't recommend getting this game. Please avoid. Okay, just avoid. It's not horrible, but it's getting towards that. And that's pretty much what I've been playing this week. So, James. It's up to you, mate.
Okay, so I played the FTL company's new release, Stream Into the Breach, which is a roguelike RTS battle game. It's very good. A lot of people have been all over it on Twitch right now. So if you haven't seen it, you can obviously watch our replay on the video section right above here. You can see us replay it. But it's also a very interesting kind of game, and it's I can't talk well enough of it. It's well done graphically. It fits its style. There's a lot of tactical options about how to upgrade your ships, get different pilots. The whole point of it is that you're jumping through timelines to save Earth from this alien invasion, and you go through 4 islands and then a final boss island. And you have a mech crew, and the crew kind of like they can synergize together with like their move sets. Like one is just like pushing and pulling different creatures into hazards can be a thing. Other ones are about lighting some on fire. Another one's about teleporting. So they're all unique. But then once you unlock everything, the replayability of it then becomes, you can start mixing and matching crews. And this is a game that's going to force me to actually do achievements, because as you do achievements, you get things that you get basically gold tokens that you can then unlock other crews with. So there's progression because it's a roguelike. And then if you beat this timeline, you can choose one of the pilots that you take to the next timeline when you start your next run. And if you ever abandon a run, you can choose a pilot to take with you as well. So you will lose a lot. That's part of the game. It is a roguelike. But it's very good. It's also only $15. So if you liked FTL, if you like that art style, the roguelike, and that music, they've come out with another one, and it is worth the $15. Also, like I said, they have one DLC for it, and it's the soundtrack. So you can buy the soundtrack to the game. I probably will be doing that and then using it as intro and outro music next week, because the soundtrack is that good. It really brings in the feel of the game. Other things I've played, Sid Meier's Civilization 6, dabbled a little bit in that. Don't need to go into too much there. And this is where I'm going to pause for a second and say, for all of you who have enjoyed the show, thank you very much for coming. This has been The Game Will Play Itself. Coming up in the next 5 seconds is the Corby Town Report and FM Manager part of the stream. So if you don't enjoy that section, we thank you for joining. It's been wonderful having you here. I've been James Tickwhippies. That has been Chris Hergelman and Will Lard Teammaker. We will now give you the 5-second beep to leave before Corby Town FC report comes up. Okay, you've been warned. Hi. Welcome to the Corby Town Report. Funny enough, we made this. So this is a thing for all of you to enjoy as part of what I did. So we'll let that sink in and let's talk. So, what has happened in Corby Town FC this year? Well, really good news. We actually streamed the opening of the season and the transfer window. Shadow Puppeteer, good to see you. I'm talking about Football Manager. I apologize that you had to show up at this point in time. Please feel free to spam any question you would like in chat. I will make sure to stop and we will answer it for you, because obviously this can be boring for some people. So we streamed the opening and the transfer window. We only took in 2 players. Thank you for the follow, Shadow.
Thank you very much.
One of which is our old striker, Kieran Phillips, is back, which is great for us. And he's been helping us a lot because we've been having injuries to our strikers and our wingers, and we were able to use him for that. We got drawn in the Champions League. Our Group A, is Lazio, which is a relatively good Italian team. Real Madrid, pretty sure we all know who Real Madrid is, and Bayern Munich.
Yeah, if you see any stream of any FIFA game over the past 3 years, you'll see people online playing Chelsea versus Real Madrid, and that's it. Like, there's almost only 2 clubs in the fucking game.
The correct one, Shadow. We're talking about the correct one. Specifically, Corbytown FC, which is in the 8th level of English football right now, which I have taken up to the Premier League over 9 seasons. Which is also where Will... Yeah, tough group. Here's the thing. Lazio played them, beat them 5-0 away from home.
Wow.
Played Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, beat them 3-0 away from home. Played Bayern Munich home, beat them 1-1. Corbytown FC is leading that group, undefeated.
That's right, Aussie rule.
Aussie rules, exactly. Actually, I understand. Australian rules football has the best data analytics of any sport in the world. There's an entire Vice special about it. What they do there is really interesting, is driving forward analytics for sports. Take a look at it if you ever get a chance. I also have watched Aussie rules football. It's a really weird sport.
Oh yeah, I used to watch it when I was younger on Channel 4 because ironically it was like used to be Australian rule and then Football Italia used to be on, and it's like, you know, and the end of the actual bit was go Lazio, which is anybody in the UK who used to watch Kid will understand perfectly that whole reference. And if not, go look at it on YouTube. The actual theme for Football Italia and Channel 4. In fact, I will bring it up so James can look at it as well, and you'll go, okay. So carry on, James.
So that's where we've kind of stopped. We're kind of after our first game, our first rounds. Also, by the way, we're undefeated in the league. It's us and Manchester United, who are also undefeated, and we haven't played them yet. And we're beating them on goal difference at this point. Truth, Shadow. I mean, that's the thing. I only really watch it because either whenever I wake up early to see the EPL, the English Premier League, I have to wake up at like 7 a.m. to catch the early afternoon games. I'm usually, the channel that I watch it on tends to have Australian rules football on leading into that, so I usually catch the end of games. And I can tell you, it's weird, but boy do the announcers get into it, because they pipe in just the direct feed from over there. They don't have like Americans trying to give you Australian rules football. It's the direct over. And I have to say, that's one thing that NBC is the company that does it here, who has the rights to the EPL and Aussie rules football. They do a great job with that because they let the people who are over there who know the sport do it. Not like freaking ESPN did when they streamed the final to the Caballero Cup, where they had 2 former MLS players talking about Manchester United and Manchester City. I apologize, and Arsenal. It was just weird. They're like trying to like talk about it. I'm like, number one, they don't have English accents. There's immediately wrong. I would have even taken Welsh or Scottish accents, but no, none. And they're like talking about it, and there was dead air. Now, obviously, if we're going to teach you something here about podcasting, you do not want a lot of dead air. Maybe a second in between things, but there was like a point where I was counting like 4 or 5 seconds of dead air.
Yeah,
like,
because if you get that during a radio show, it'll automatically cut into a music track.
Yeah. It was the same with me. Like, I just was like sitting there going like, and they're just like watching it going, I'm like, yeah. So I can hear their chants and screams, but like, obviously, like, they must have not had the prompts or anything, but these are obviously guys who weren't around the game as much as some of the other commentators who are. And I think that's what the EPL does very well, is they get commentators who are been around the game, who have been a part of the game for so long and are and like know it, and so like the color commentary that comes about from these games are very good. Also, they have a lot of good neutrals too. There's a lot of guys who are very just about the game as a whole. Also is the reason why when I played FIFA, I switched it over to the Spanish commentator tracks, because goal and just the build-up play was just so much more thing.
And speaking of that goal a bit, I posted a link in the admin channel Discord for us.
Okay.
So you could see, you could put that on and see if other people remember it.
We'll put that on. But that's enough about Corbytown. because I have to bring something else up before we look at Football Italia.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's this?
Something else we've been working on and will be released to you, coming to a Tick Whippy streams near you.
Ooh.
I'm going to have to readjust the picture real quick because I have to get it on the screen. I've been a busy boy. There's a reason why there wasn't a whole lot of Corby Town. There's only like 4 matches of really any consequence, and that is because of this. Now you're saying, James, this is just a regular old screenshot from Football Manager. Yes, that is true. I would very much agree with you. But look at the team.
That's it. No further information.
Yeah.
This is just a screenshot. We're talking more about Corp. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're talking about YouTube now. This is the Game Won't Play Itself Football Club. We're an obscure professional. It's not semi-pro. I got Will and Chris to let me take this club professional football team in England. We play in Brevier Park in Corby, and we are going to be looking to drive our way into the Premier League. Will and Chris are the board. I am the intrepid manager. We're going to take a bunch of kids from Corby. And, yeah, we're going to bring it up. Yeah, Shadow Puppeteer, we are obscure. Of course.
And that's the way we like it.
And that's the way we like it. You know, I only took a $1 million donation from Tig Whippies to start a football club. It's a $1 million loan. And we're going to make it great.
$1 million.
We're going to make it great. It's going to be the best football club. Greatest football club.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. There's a few walls around the football club. I'm going to need to get them to knock them down or build them higher. I'm not sure yet. We have to figure that out.
You got to build the walls up so then you don't lose all the soccer balls.
I almost wanted to put us in the Counties League, which is obviously like the amateur Sunday leaguers. But of course, I made it very much so that everybody is exactly it. Will and Chris are part of the board. There's a president, but Will and Chris are going to be like the money men here. I'm the manager, and of course, in Football Manager, you can make your manager profile whatever you want. I obviously went for the most realistic, where I have no soccer playing experience and no continental licensing.
Sounds about right.
And we're just gonna figure this shit out.
As we go.
Luckily, the game gives us some half-decent regens that are actually pretty good. So the problem is just like, our best player is a left back. He's good enough to be playing in the championship, but he's a left back. So guess where obviously he plays for us? At striker, because he's the best athlete and has the best finishing on the team. He's like, but I play left back. I'm like, no, you play striker. You just,
Not anymore, you don't.
Not anymore, you don't.
Look, can you kick the ball in a direction? You're playing striker.
Well,
Is, can you
in,
hit the ball vaguely? Yep, good, right, you're up front.
this is the thing about the lower leagues of soccer and football and Football Manager is the better. It's not about how good you are technically. It's if you're just a good athlete. The guy has 19 pace. He can outrun everybody. So once again, our style of football is tackle the crap out of the guys and then just kick the ball as far down the field as physically possible and everybody chase after it. We're playing youth soccer, basically. We're playing with like what you watch your kids play on like Sundays and Saturdays during the thing where they all, or at least in America, I should say, because you actually have decent youth development in soccer in England, and you have club academies and shit. Not here. Our kids are like just like all grouped up around like all 10. There's like one kid's picking his nose in goal, the other kid's just like sitting down looking at daisies, and the rest of like the 12 of them are all just gathered around the ball, just kicking it into their shins, trying to figure out what the hell is the fuck's going on.
Little League Baseball is very similar, where the entire outfield is doing absolutely jack dick the entire game.
See, Bill gets it. Bill understands.
And from there, we're going to rise to become superstars.
Yes, and the biggest thing, and I've played a test save with this, which is where that one came from. So we're probably I'm going to start it over with, and it's going to give us different generated players. But here's the two things we're going to do with this. Number one, I'm excited to see who the heroes that are going to show up in the stream are, because we have like Lewis Campbell and Jason B. and our current in Corby Town FC, who have been with us since the beginning and are kind of like our talismans. But we're going to see who those players are. But also, for those of you who enjoy watching Corby Town FC and enjoy football, we can rename players and give them nicknames. So I'll be looking to all of you to not only help me nickname players, but if you would like to be in Corby Town, and not Corby Town FC, in Tigwhippies FC, we'll help you get in there. Also, I want to say, I as part of it, I gave us a modest-sized stadium of 2,500 people that we built somewhere in Corby. I don't know where in Corby, but we did. We found some, probably knocked down an old factory or something and built it on the remains.
Didn't even do that. You just built it in the factory.
But the thing is, one of the nice things about the game is when you're editing it, it says, how much do you want to have? How much are your tickets? We're $10 to see a game. £10. Season tickets is £150. I think that's relatively reasonable for season tickets to a lower league team.
Yeah.
Relatively reasonable, because once again, we're about a family-friendly environment. We're about having the regular people come to see us play. That's what Tigwhippies is about. Also, they had I gave us was it £10,000 a year media deal. And when they said, please describe the deal, I did it as Twitch. Because it's obviously in the alternate universe that Tigwhippies FC supports, Tigwhippies FC is in, the Tigwhippies podcast is financing the media deal for the soccer club. And I know that I can actually go at some point, and I'm going to do imaging, because I know how to add kits to the thing, and I'm going to be putting the Game Won't Play itself on the front of the kit. So our www.thegamewon'tplayitself.com/Twitch TV will be on the front of the kit as our sponsor. Also, Chris, I'll be looking to have a short sponsor. I may be using Coffee Night.
Coffee Night is the sponsor for the Game Won't Play itself.
Okay, so Coffee Night will be on part of the kit as well.
Coffee Night Productions.
Coffee Night Productions.
Is hashtag sponsored not sponsored going to be on the kit as well?
I don't,
not involved with Coffee Night, it isn't.
because it is. We can't put hashtag sponsored not sponsored, because they actually are being sponsored. So
there's the irony.
But yeah, so we're gonna have kits. You can make me an injury-prone journeyman striker. Well, here's the wonderful thing, Michael, about the game, is that I can actually just make you a decent athlete, but if you prefer to be that, I'm pretty sure we can also hire you on as a scout at some point, too. Because when players retire, we can hire them on to do other things like that. I mean, Will and Chris are... Yeah, Will and Chris are on the board, too. And I'm the coach. Which makes sense, because out of all of us, I think I have the most football knowledge.
Yeah, soccer knowledge out of it. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, wait, what?
At this point, probably.
Which is the biggest irony of all.
Yeah. I started watching it because I got into FIFA, and now all of a sudden I'm a bigger EPL fan than and I know more about it than Will. And the funny part is, Will probably knows about as much as I do about American football. So this is kind of the weird thing where the American knows more about the national sport of the Englishman, and the Englishman knows probably more than the national sport of the American. But then there's baseball, which it's like cricket, just with less rules.
It's more like rounders.
It's so how interesting thing, Shadow. When I was testing out the game, one of the first things that happened is our left back, the guy who I said was really awesome, came out as gay. That was an announcement. no, but it was just like he's gay, and I'm like, okay. And then our right back was out clubbing all night and didn't show up to practice, and I fined him 2 weeks' pay, and he got pissed about it, and I kicked him off the team because he was shit. He's like, oh, but it's my job to party. I'm like, number one, where the fuck do you find a nightclub in Corby? I'm waiting for this, Will. It's a good question, right? He didn't say a bar. He said nightclub, specifically nightclub.
There's a couple.
The kid was 17, too.
But then what the fuck is he doing in a nightclub?
My point exactly.
They're in Corby, yeah. Yeah.
So, once again, this is the stories that this was literally within me starting up the save and it being the first 3 weeks. We had a player come out as gay. We had a 17-year-old get caught clubbing all night, and then I kicked him off the team because he was a dumbass.
Did he come back where he was like, oh, keep me on a team while Spock, you out, you dark?
No, I threw him out.
Because that would be a Corby team to the fucking team.
We have our in that save, our goalie is a 17-year-old Welshman who's 6'4", 175 pounds with a strength of 19 out of 20. Who do you think the club bouncer is? Would you want to piss off a 17-year-old, 6'4", 275-pound Welshman?
No, you wouldn't.
Exactly. I exerted the cover. Dude, we're Tig Whippies. We are the Corby Mafia. We're about as Corby Mafia as it gets. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get it like one of those guys. Like, do you? I can already see it like what our enforcer looks like for the team. Our one security guy just walks up. Do you know the meaning of nemesis?
Do you know what nemesis means? And a chicken retribution. I can't remember the quote now. I used to love that quote.
So, Tig Whippies FC is going to be a stream save that we're going to do. I look forward to having all of your support in it. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's not going to be something that we're going to take very seriously. I can say the club is set up financially to succeed through the first couple of years of the lower leagues. Because it's meant to be just a fucking goof. We're meant to be like, troll low, Tig Whippies FC, and it's only really going to get serious once we get into league football. The other thing, too, is that as part of the stadium, they say, how big can you make? Yeah, no, actually, this is exactly where we're laundering our Twitch money through our football club. That's exactly what we're doing with this save. That is exactly how we're doing it. Because the club is under an LLC, so obviously it's the same LLC that owns the Tig Whippies channel in that time. So Will Kit doesn't get his caregiver pension taken away. We funnel all the money into the Tig Whippies FC LLC. And Will is a non-managing partner on the board. That's a thing. Yeah, there we go. That's how we did this. That's how we got around giving Will money without him actually having to worry about reporting in his income to the government. Of course, this is all fictional, and of course, we all know with MI6 isn't listening into any of this. But hello, NSA. How you doing?
Hi.
Mueller come and talk to you yet? He's a pretty cool guy, isn't he? So that's gonna be that's gonna be Tig Whippies FC. I'm kind of excited for it. I've been I had to really dig deep. Also, our stadium is eventually, because one of the things they say is how big can the stadium actually get? Our stadium could be a 200,000 seater eventually.
Nice.
So the plan is, step 1, survive lower leagues. Step 2, get to the Premier League, make all of the Premier League money. Step 3, build a 200,000 seat stadium in the middle of Corby. Don't know where we're putting it, but we'll find a place. We could probably knock down a golf course or something.
Knock it down that golf course.
You don't need golf course. We got a football stadium to put up. If I could be something, I could be the mascot. See?
Like the idea of knocking down a golf course.
You know,
So pretty.
You don't plan it at all. It's
what's going to happen, everybody, is that we're all going to become very intimate with the Google map of Corby.
this is true.
Because I'm
By
going
the
to...
end of it, we will know how to retire in Corby.
Because this is the beauty of all of this, and I'm going to let you guys know, part of the game, because how crazy the editor is, you could put the longitude and latitude of the stadium. I'm going to find a longitude-latitude area where I can put roughly about a 200,000 seat stadium, and I'm going to put it in the game. So we could specifically look at a map and go, that's where Tick Whippies FC plays.
March out of the middle of the fucking woods. Be like, this is where the game was.
This is going to be the best part of all of this too, is that my eventual plan is this, because of how long I plan to make this save. It's probably going to be a really long one. We're going to get promoted. My plan is to get us to the Premier League and become Premier League champions. Then I'm going to affiliate Corby. Because they're our major rivals. But what that means basically is we're going to be the parent club to Corby. At which point, we are going to send great youth talent and everything down to Corby, and we're going to force them, with all of our good players, up the ranks of the English system into the Premier League with us, so we can have Corby versus Tick Whippies FC battles in the Premier League, because that's a derby. And I need all of your help for one thing, and this is something that you can all get back to us on the Discord, tweet it at us, do this. I need to know what we call the Corby Derby. Think about that. I need to know. Because we're in Corby, and Corby Town FC's in Corby, and we're rivals. I need to know what we call the Derby. Because I can name the Derby. That's how crazy this fucking game is, where I can literally name the Derby.
That is crazy. That's crazy how in depth that's become.
No, it's like I never thought that this would be the games I've been interested in, but this is the game that I've been interested in. Yeah, I can. We actually in Corby Town FC, 3 of our players played for England in the Olympics. 5 of our players play for England's national team.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Gary Gregg is the keeper for England. He's 25 at this point. He's a world class. He's like the best English goalkeeper. We have the main striker, the midfield, and the goalie and the goalkeeper for England is Corby Town FC, and they're all born and raised in Corby.
That's pretty damn cool.
And we're now like the number 2 producer of great English youth talent in all of England, behind Manchester United. And our kids come from Corby because we don't have a huge scouting range, so they don't come like internationally. Though we make enough money in Corby Town FC where I just go and I like will find all the great under 16-year-olds that are supposed to be world beaters, and I just like buy them and throw them in the youth academy. Yeah, so also for those of you who want to know, I have 511 hours in Football Manager.
Holy crap, dude!
That's
a lot.
almost as many as my Dota.
That being said, like I also will walk away from the the game for hours and leave my computer on because I could do that. So I would say really realistic is probably about 350 hours of actual gameplay time, which is still a stupid amount.
Well, I'm just typing in it there is saying Shadow Puppeteers, but it's like Shadow Puppeteers, the Corby FC versus the Pyongyang FC match would be a football for peace match.
That's right. We're taking it on tour. We're going to become so awesome that we take Corby Town FC and we take it on tour to bring peace to the world. I don't think I have North Korean leagues, but I think if they have leagues, there's a database for it. And if I download it, if there is a Pyongyang FC, I promise you the next time Corby Town has the chance, I will schedule an international friendly versus Pyongyang FC in North Korea.
Let's make that happen. So yeah, so is that everything playing, mate?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sweet. Okay, so we might as well do the shout outs. And the first big real shout out I have is everybody for last week. For everyone who donated, for everyone who came into chat, hung around, played with us in Fortnite. You know, you helped me last the 23 hours that I actually did. Before James came on and went, I'm going to take over for an hour. You can have a break. So yeah. Which was pretty much what you said. So that's what I was there.
Didn't give you a choice.
No, because you know I would have went through that extra hour anyway.
Yep. And I had an hour to kill.
So it's a good thing you stepped in and went, yeah, yeah.
Go eat. I was 45 minutes late, but there was a good reason for that. I was off on Monday, and I had taken a vault key home with me from work. So I needed to drive back to work to give them back the vault key so that I wouldn't get yelled at and have to go in on Monday.
Yeah, that's a good enough reason. So I want to thank everyone, as I say, for that one. Also want to thank who? Kim, the patron saint of Tig Whippy, everyone here tonight, because you guys were awesome.
Specifically, we're going to thank Reese's Wave for the scrub, the sub scrub, the scrub sub.
One of those two, you know.
One of those two.
Everything, all of those.
X Bloody X Scythe X, and Shadow Puppeteer for the follows.
Yes. So yeah, that's all I couldn't think of to give a shout out to this week. How about yourself, Chris? You got anyone?
Shout out to the darling, Kura Makaya. She does almost every day a stream for Final Fantasy XIV. So if you like watching people doing raiding in MMOs, go follow.
That picture shadow was done by Beanhead, who does sometimes come on to the Rocket League streams, which, by the way, when I do come back to them, which should hopefully be this Thursday, they will be subscriber ones. So if you do subscribe to over here, the my channel, then you can play alongside us.
We're also gonna do this real quick. Where is her Kurameka? There it is. We don't auto-host her yet. I'm changing that.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want to catch us, you can find me as Latinemaker on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter. You can sometimes see my stuff on the YouTube channel or Game Won't Play Itself. We do still post videos onto there. They're normally a few days late after Twitch because we try to keep our video on demand stuff on Twitch. Primarily it's exclusive for you guys here, and then cart it over for an archive on YouTube. But yeah, where can they find you, Hergelman?
You can find me at Hergelman on the Twitters. You can find me at twitch.tv/Hergelman here on the twitch.tvs. And I stream fairly sporadically, but generally every other week, as much as I can, as frequently as I can, until I figure out how the fuck I can do things.
And of course, James, you know where James is, but he can remind you.
I usually stream here on the Game Won't Play Itself channel, which has happened more recently, which is very weird for all of us involved. I understand that. I find it strange too, but maybe we're going to keep this to be a constant thing. Yep. I thank you for, once again, everybody for showing up tonight. Thank you for Kim, who lets me do this on a week-to-week basis, as she did come in here at one point, said bye to me, and left for work. So thank you to my girlfriend for being understanding and knowing that I need to speak about nerdy things with people. Also, for anybody else who's here in chat, does anybody want FTL? Faster Than Light, the roguelike game from Steam. Anybody at all? Going once. I know there's like a 10-second delay. I'll wait.
By the way, there will be, in about 5 minutes, there will be a new Hergelman YouTube video. I just made it in the awkward pause of James asking, just to adhere to my daily video routine of a random piece of shit on my desk.
A random piece of shit on your desk.
I do also quickly want to say a big, huge thank you to Lucky Mucky Ducky.
Polo and Sam, you got it. We're talking after the show anyways. I need to help you with stuff, so you're gonna give me your Steam name, and I'm gonna give you FTL. If not, you're gonna create a Steam account, and I'm gonna give you FTL. That's how this works. Congratulations, you now have FTL. It's worth staying through Corby Town Report.
Because the reason I want to say a big huge shout out to our Lucky Mucky Ducky is kind of like links to this, because she had a load of Steam codes to give away, and she actually forgot to do that until Game Blast the day itself, and so she took time out of her life to be in chat and mod for us, but also sporadically give the codes out in chat for you guys, which I can't thank her enough for, because that was awesome of her. So if you're not already following Lucky Mucky Ducky on Twitch, do so. She is amazing, and hopefully at some point this year, once her life calms down a bit, she'll be streaming herself. She'll be freaking amazing because she's freaking funny. So yeah, so there you go. That's the other bit that I would say. So is that it?
We're just gonna look at this real quick.
And this is for people like Michael. Michael, wait right there.
Campionato di calcio italiano.
Okay, that's how we're ending it. Obviously, like we always do now, we're going to go out as we came in with this fun thing that we've made. Have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day you happen to be listening or watching to this. We love you. We're happy that you actually enjoyed this and you made it this far. Thank you for your support. We'll see you next Friday.
Good night.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath,